So this is my first MMA video, but I want to discuss the next 145-pound champion. I think it's going to be Gene Silva. I really do. And I think I have good reason as to why it's going to be Gene Silva. Let me explain it. Now, most people, everyone's going to say Evloev deserves it. And for sure, he definitely deserves it. But I'm not talking about who deserves it the most, who deserves it the least. No, none of that. I'm talking about who is going to be raising the belt in 2026. And it's going to be Gene Silva. 100%. I'm like super confident it's going to be Gene Silva. And I have very good reason, First, let's just talk about Evloev. He has the best resume in 145 other than Volkanovski. I don't think anyone's denying that. And I think everyone in the MMA community believes he's the next person for that title shot. I don't think anyone's disagreeing unless you're a casual. Then, of course, you're going to disagree. Now, why I think it's Gene Silva is because Evloev's last performance and then his other performances before that. So I don't know if the UFC was speaking to Evloev backstage in the Lerone Murphy fight, but it seems that way. He didn't wrestle one bit, and that performance was horrendous. It was horrible. Like, of course he won, and in my opinion, he did win 4-1, but he made that fight much more difficult for himself than it had to be. If he used good fight IQ, he would have dominated from start to finish that fight. I think that, Lerone is good, but bro, he's not beating Aljamain. He's not beating Gene Silva. If they rematched, he's not beating Evloev. He's not beating Volk. He's like, I really don't see him beating Arnold Allen. Like, I really can't. I think Lerone is great, but man, if you have that close of a fight with him, that leads me to believe one or two things. The UFC was talking to you and telling you not to wrestle, or you just have horrible fight IQ. But look into so many of his other fights, right? Such a close, razor close fight with Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling, and now Lerone Murphy. Aljamain, fine. That makes sense. Arnold Allen is a good fighter. Top 5 for sure, but I think Movsar should have kind of dominated that fight in a way. And especially against Lerone Murphy. And I think the UFC is looking at that fight specifically and is saying, this fight's not going to be fireworks. It's going to be horrible. And it's also bad for business. Because why? Evloev is going to lose to Volkanovski. He's going to get dominated. He's going to get his ass beat by Volkanovski. Especially if he fights like how he did yesterday. That was a horrible performance. Absolutely. Not yesterday, sorry. Last week. No, but that's such a horrible performance, I've been trying to forget it. That's how bad it was. But no one can deny he has the better resume of the two. He beat Diego. He beat Ige. He beat Murphy. He beat Aljo. He beat Allen. Bro has a tough resume. Like, it's a really good resume. And he beat Diego Lopez. Gene Silva lost to Diego Lopez. He got KO'd badly by Diego Lopez. So why am I saying that, he's going to be the next champion? Because I think Gene Silva beats Volkanovski. I think he knocks him out. I think Gene Silva knocks out Volkanovski. Volk leaves his chin way too high, and he moves back like that, And against someone like Diego, who doesn't have great accuracy, is good. And he was too scared to go for the takedown. So, I'm not surprised. But why am I saying that Gene Silva is going to win after losing to Diego Lopez? Look at the fight again. Look at the fight again. Diego was getting pieced up on the feet. Badly. It wasn't even close on the feet. I'm gonna be honest. He took him down. I think, in my opinion, I think John Silva got super surprised. He didn't expect a takedown. I think he thought it was gonna be a 5-round, slugfest. They're gonna throw crazy punches at each other until one of them gets knocked out, because that's typically how Mexicans tend to fight. But no, took him down when John Silva made the mistake. But this is what happened when he got full mount. When Diego got full mount, and Diego's a really high level scary dude to have on top of you, right? Gene Silva out-muscled him. He got out of that position like nothing. Not like nothing. He took damage, but he out-muscled the fuck out of Diego. And he was on the ground, laying down with another man on top of him, and he pushed him right off. This dude is good. And a lot of people are like, he's cringy, he's not that good, yada yada. He's fucking cringy. And it annoys the shit out of me how cringy he is, but he's really good. He's really good. I think he's gonna be the next 145-pound champ. You gotta understand, right? You gotta understand a couple things, right? The UFC hated Movsar's last performance against a guy he should have beat very easily. John Silva's a very entertaining guy with insane knockout power, and he's an incredible striker. If you don't think he's a good striker, you're crazy, bro. John Silva is the best fighting nerd. Now put 10 toes down to the ground. He is the best fighting nerds, hands down. No doubt in my mind. Gene Silva, and I think the UFC understands this, is far more likely to win against Volkanovski than Movsar Evloev. And it's bad for business if they give Movsar Evloev the title fight and he loses to Volk. Because let's say you guys are right. Let's say he loses, but then he gains the title shot. I mean, he gains the title. He wins it. He lost to the past champion who's out of his prime. It's really, really bad for business. I think it's more likely that because of his last performance and everything like that, they're going to give John Silva the next title shot. And if they don't, Movsar is not beating Volkanovski. He's not. And if they give John Silva the title shot, he's going to knock out Volkanovski. I'm not even trying to glaze. I'm very indifferent about this guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I think he's so cringy. But I also could respect his skills, man. He's high level skill, top 3 for sure of the division. And if you don't believe so, you're crazy. You're crazy. My predictions have been insane. And if somehow, some way, if Evloev beats Volkanovski, which I really can't see how. I don't see that happening at all. Gene Silva's gonna whoop his ass. I'm sorry. I think Gene Silva also beats Evloev. There's a lot of people that think that Evloev beats not Volkanovski. Well, maybe Volkanovski. I'm not really too sure, but there's a lot of people that believe he's gonna beat John Silva. That believe Evloev is the next best thing. He's the next champion and everything. Sorry to break it to you guys. It's Gene Silva. But I could really see the belt moving hands pretty often in 145, to be honest. We have a lot of up-and-coming killers. There's a lot of up-and-coming killers in 145. And John Silva, I just think at the moment, he's at the top of the top. But I would like to know what everyone else thinks, if you're seeing this video, comment at the bottom. Let me know if you think John Silva is the next champion. If you think I'm fucking crazy. If you think there's someone else better, please explain why. I would also debate anybody. But I'll debate anybody about this situation if you want. But John Silva got that shit. He's going to be the next 145-pound champion. And we're going to be cringing and him yelling at each ruby that goes on that belt. Man. Volkanovski. I hope Volkanovski beats Evloev's ass for what he did to us.